Hey LS11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. We are here for another episode of AEW Dynamite, and we are kicking off with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, making his way to the ring. The American Dragon marching his way down to the ring. A bit of an update here since last week. I have remodded him. I've reslotted him. I didn't realize Machine Gun Kelly was freaking 6'4". So now I've got Danielson modded in over a slot that will make him his actual height. So we're good now. This is a rematch from the main event of the first ever LS11 AEW pay-per-view. This is exciting times. So Danielson making his way to the ring. Bryan Danielson fought in the first ever AEW World Title match against the man who would go on to tap him out and become champion, MJF. So Bryan Danielson tonight gets a chance at revenge after MJF beat his student, Daniel Garcia, very recently. So, without any further ado, here comes the first ever LS11 AEW World Champion. Here comes Maxwell, Jacob Friedman. Here comes MJF, the leader of the Pride. I've been looking forward to this matchup since it was announced. We don't do rematches very often in LS11 Dynamite, so we try not to do rematches too often in LS11 in general. So MJF making his way down to the ring. Try to keep the matches fresh. You know, sometimes I forget and we do things a little too much. But anyways, MJF making his way down to the ring. MJF tries not to wrestle on Dynamite too often, but lately he's been doing it a good bit. But right now he wants to prove a point against Bryan Danielson. MJF wants championship gold, and he knows he's going to have to beat Danielson again to get there. So MJF making his way to the ring. This is gonna be my big. This is gonna be a big bulk recording day for me. For those curious, doing Dynamite, Impact, and SmackDown all from this week, as well as this weekend's LSWF event all today. I just finished college the other day. For those that want to know small life updates about me, as Danielson pushes MJF away, and now MJF with a chop. MJF punches him in the face now, chopping him again. MJF gets ducked. Danielson, forearm smash, takes him down. And now Bryan Danielson grabs onto MJF, and Danielson stops the hand. And again. And again. Kicking him down now is Bryan Danielson. MJF back to his feet. And oh, what a clothesline from Maxwell. MJF now pulling him back up to his feet with a neck breaker to Danielson, taking him down. MJF grabs onto him, and MJF drops the elbow on the face. Down goes Danielson now, and MJF grabs onto Bryan Danielson, dragging him to the center of the ring, into a cover. MJF for the 1, 2, no. Kick out from Bryan Danielson. Danielson gets caught. MJF pulls him in, double underhook, pops him up. Tiger bomb from MJF. Now MJF goes for a kick. Danielson back to his feet, tries to shove him back. Counter for counter here. Danielson knocks him down again now, and Bryan Danielson grabs the arm of MJF, taking him down, and MJF's down. Danielson stomping the hand. And again. And again. Danielson trying to keep the arms of MJF out of play, trying to make sure Salt of the Earth can't happen. So Danielson now with MJF into the corner, and Danielson with a drop kick. Danielson now rushes across the ring into another drop kick. What a stacked episode of Dynamite we've got on our hands here tonight. We've got this matchup. We've got a TBS title matchup later tonight between Kris Statlander and the current champion, Toni Storm. As Danielson now going to rain the kicks in here on MJF. We'll be hearing from the new tag team champions twice in a century here later tonight. Big roundhouse. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night for the big one-on-one match for the AEW World Title in our main event with, Kenny Omega And Kyle O'Reilly is now Danielson going into a surfboard stretch on MJF. Surfboard stretches in. Now Danielson pulling him in for a dragon sleeper. MJF is tied up like an accordion. Tied up like a pretzel and folded like an accordion. Max is in trouble. MJF, he's down. Is he out? He gets a shot to the side of the head of Danielson. And now MJF grabs hold of him now. MJF gets him up on his shoulders. Danielson, chop block again, connects. Bryan Danielson kicking him down. Danielson goes for another kick. MJF swatting him away. MJF grabs onto him now, scoops him up, and MJF, oh, with a tombstone to Danielson. Drops him right on the neck. Now MJF getting him back up to his feet, rakes the eyes. MJF goes low. And the referee didn't call it. MJF now firing on the side of the head of Bryan Danielson into a cover. 1, 2, no. Danielson reaches out and catches the ropes. MJF has him down now. MJF grabs hold of Danielson, picking him back up to his feet, kicks him in the ribs. MJF pulls him in. So he beat Wardlow. Hammerlock. DDT connects to Bryan Danielson. 1, 2, kick out from the American Dragon. Just like that, Danielson kicks out and MJF kicking him down again. MJF, oh, went for the leg. Danielson, forearm strike, knocks down MJF. Now Danielson kicking him down. Bryan Danielson catches MJF. Lapel lock. Lapel lock is in on MJF. Bryan Danielson's got it in. Danielson doing his damnedest right now, trying to make MJF tap out. And MJF, well, and MJF gonna pry the hands apart. Punches Danielson in the mouth. These two still going at it. MJF catches him again now. MJF. Elbow strike from Danielson. And now Bryan Danielson hits the ropes. Went for a running clothesline. MJF with a chop. And now MJF takes him, puts him in the ropes, goes for a right hook. MJF might have been looking for Heat Seeker. Danielson countered. MJF takes out the arm. MJF. Oh, Danielson floats over. DDT from the American Dragon. And now Danielson into the corner. Oh, wait a minute. W. Morrissey stalking his way into the ring. Hang on a minute. Daniel Garcia. Garcia. Red Death going after W. Morrissey. Garcia wiping out the big man for Danielson. MJF yelling out at Garcia. DDT from Danielson. And Bryan Danielson with a running clothesline. And this whole crowd now rallying behind him. The Pride costs MJF at the end. The Busaiku knee. And Bryan Danielson finally gets his revenge on MJF. Just like that, the American Dragon got the win. Bryan Danielson just pinned MJF. What a win for Danielson. Oh no, cut his music, cut his music! Morrissey! What the fuck was that? Clearly, the Pride was a bad idea. Clearly, I screwed up because I hired all of you stupid rejects. I want you and the ass boys out of my sight. I'm done with the Pride. Clearly, the only way I'm getting anything done around here is by doing it myself. So go! Go! Go find that human sewer rat and cling to what little bit of relevancy you have from 2016. Because I don't want to see you anymore. Told you we were gonna do it. That is right. Twice in a century. Now reign as your AEW World Tag Team Champions. Management may have overlooked us on our own, but now we've taken your brass ring and shoved it where the sun doesn't shine. Because the Redeemer, Miro, and Scorpio Sky, we are twice in a century. Superstars, wrestlers, like us, are something you could only dream of having in the best wrestling promotions in the world. And now, we've taken care of FTR. Yeah, that's right, FTR can go play around on that little pissant company on Thursday nights. Because twice in a century, we got this place on lock. So anyone wants to step up, you're gonna get rocked and crushed. Well, we've just seen seemingly the end of the Pride. And a huge statement made by Twice in a Century claiming they have taken out FTR permanently. Good lord. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to move into our second match of the night. Our first of 2 championship matches tonight. It's time for the TBS Championship to be on the line. Here comes Kris Statlander. For those that consider themselves LS11 Rampage connoisseurs, if you will, during the show's like 10-week run? Something like that? I don't know. NXT will be back in like a month. So January 7th sounds right. We'll have an actual confirmation on that later. But NXT will be back like in a month or so, about between 4 to 6 weeks. So we'll announce the homecoming card and all that sooner rather than later. So Kris Statlander, for those that consider themselves Rampage connoisseurs, will remember that on the first Rampage in the TBS Championship Tournament, she made it to the finals and took Jade Cargill to the limit before coming up short. So now tonight, Kris Statlander gets her shot at the TBS title. Because here comes the reigning champ. Here comes Toni Storm. Toni Storm, the current reigning TBS champion, marching down to the ring. She's been defending that title just about every week since winning it. Been a hell of a champion. So, Toni Storm has made her way to the ring. So it is Kris Statlander and Toni Storm. Here we go. There's a chop. Oh, Toni Storm immediately taking her down. Goes for a kick. Kris Statlander back to her feet, runs at her. Roundhouse kick knocks her down. And now Kris Statlander getting her back up to her feet. There's a roundhouse. An eye on her back, and Kris Statlander knocks her back. Goes for another kick. Countered. Toni Storm. Right hook connects. Now Toni Storm grabs a hold of her. Storm throws her into the corner, and Toni Storm grabs onto her. Bends the arm around the ropes, and Toni Storm knocking her down into the corner. Toni Storm grabs hold of her, turns her around, puts her in the corner. Toni Storm bending the arm back. Storm bends back the arm, takes out the arm of Kris Statlander. Goes for a kick. Statlander back to her feet, and Statlander with a drop kick knocks Toni Storm down. Statlander now off the ropes. Clothesline takes her down. Kris Statlander looking to pull up off a huge win here and get a shock title win on Dynamite. Although we've honestly been seeing more title changes on Dynamite than anything lately, rather than pay-per-views, mainly because we only have 4 of those a year. There's a chop from Toni Storm. She grabs onto Kris Statlander, turns her around head first into the corner. There's another chop, kicked in the ribs. Statlander with a chop now, knocking her back, right hooks. We're still about 2 months away from our next AEW pay-per-view. That will be All Out for those curious. As Statlander's got her up in an electric chair, drives her into the mat. Kris Statlander now grabs onto Toni Storm, who hits a jawbreaker and knocks her back. Kicks her back now, grabs hold of her, right hook and a right hook knocks her back again. Headbutt from Toni Storm connects. Now Toni Storm grabs hold of her, and Toni Storm dragging Statlander towards the center of the ring. Storm has her down. Toni Storm grabs her. Statlander knocks her back. Kris Statlander. What is she thinking here? Kris Statlander grabs onto her, scoops her up. Tombstone. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Toni Storm. Now Statlander's taking Storm down. Storm gets out of the way. Headbutt to the ribs now from Toni. Pulls her in. Storm 0. 1, 2. Statlander somehow kicked out. Toni Storm trying to get her up. Statlander fighting back to her feet. There's a chop. Kicks her in the ribs, knocking her back. And now grabs a hold of her. Toni Storm gets her up and has her up in a suplex position, carrying her around the ring. Toni Storm with a big suplex takes her down. Grabs a hold of her now, and Toni Storm's got her down. Storm getting her back up to her feet. Toni Storm, right hand from Statlander, counter for counter here. And now Toni Storm, suplex, takes down Statlander. Toni Storm went for a kick. Statlander back to her feet. Oh, it was a game of who was going to hit first there, and that time it was Toni Storm who got the better of it. The 1, 2, no. Kick out from Statlander. Now Toni Storm tries to grab her. No, Statlander knocking her back. Kris Statlander now has got Toni Storm reeling. Right hook to the champion. Picks her up. Oh, God, she's going to do this into the ropes. Runs her through the ropes. Talk about putting you through the ringer. Toni Storm getting picked back up to her feet now by Statlander. And Statlander sends her off the ropes. They collide. Toni Storm gets out of the way now, and Storm grabs a hold of her. Toni Storm, snapmare, takes her down. Drop kick to the head. Takes down Kris Statlander. Now Toni Storm kicks her in the back again. Storm gonna look to end it now. Toni gonna look to end it with a second. Here we go. Storm 0. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Toni Storm retains the championship. What a win for the champion. Toni Storm with the win. Well, wait a minute. That's Dr. Britt Baker. The DMD is back. We haven't seen her since Double or Nothing. We haven't seen her since she lost the Women's Championship to Nixon Newell. And I guess since Newell is not back, she's here to try and break the new shiny toy in AEW. Remember, Britt Baker was the first AEW Women's World Champion. She never got a rematch with Nixon Newell, and now Nixon is long gone. God only knows where she's going to show up. If only we were doing a big roster redraft in a couple of weeks. As, oh my God, Baker just absolutely sandbags Toni Storm. And Britt Baker leaves her laying. The DMD is back. Members of the House of Black, please rise. I have gathered you here today with a message for the Dark Secret and for the one, Jon Moxley. The house is currently faced with our two greatest adversaries. The one I acknowledge as my equal, and the one who I respect. The house always wins, and therefore the house makes the call. Jon, Dark Secret, you both want your redemption against the house, but only one at a time. If you want your fight, then you will both decide who acts as the first sacrificial lamb. Choose wisely, gentlemen, because the house always wins. Well, we're going to move right into one of the two men that Malakai was just talking about. Secret no more, Buddy Matthews, the man that Malakai calls the Dark Secret. Buddy Matthews marching down to the ring. Buddy Matthews marching down to the ring. He's going to take on one of his earliest opponents from when he got to AEW. Lance Archer. The Murder Hog Monster is in the building. Lance Archer gonna march down to the ring now. Buddy Matthews, you gotta wonder where his mind is at after that. Malakai Black says he'll fight Matthews and he'll fight Moxley, but they have to decide who fights him first. They have to decide who gets to be the sacrificial lamb. So Lance Archer marching down to the ring. Oh, what the hell? Matthews with a B trigger on the floor. Buddy Matthews wastes no time. Grabs hold of Archer, launches him into the barricade. What the hell has gotten into Buddy Matthews here? He sends Archer into the ring post now, and Buddy Matthews sends him back into the ring. Well, now this match can start. Lance Archer tries to come at him, but Matthews knocks him down. And Matthews, oh, Archer catches him. Archer with blackout to Matthews. Archer trying to end it quickly here. Trying to make a statement to try and get himself a shot at the All-Atlantic title, I guess. 1. Matthews just kicked out a blackout at 1. Lance Archer's got him down. Archer getting him back up to his feet now. Lance Archer went for a kick. Matthews countered. Matthews gets him in the ribs now, and Buddy Matthews. Oh, takes him down. And Buddy Matthews stomping away on the head of Lance Archer. Buddy Matthews has come unhinged. Archer went for a boot. Matthews kicks him again, and Matthews gets him up for a second. Murphy's Law. This crowd wants one more time, and Matthews, oh, headbutt from Lance, takes him down. And now Lance Archer goes for another kick. Matthews counters again, and Matthews kicks him into the ropes. Matthews, oh my God. Knee to the jaw of Lance Archer. Buddy Matthews getting him back up, and Matthews with Messiah Slayer. What the hell has gotten into Buddy Matthews? Goes for a kick. Archer out of the way now, and Archer grabs onto him, grabs him by the neck. Matthews counters, though. Buddy Matthews knocks him back, and Matthews. Oh, another B-trigger connects. Archer goes down. Matthews stomps him in the head again. Archer slammed into the mat. Buddy Matthews knocks him in the ropes, kicks him down. Matthews. Oh my God, he's going to do it again. Another knee into the jaw. And now Matthews, what the hell is he doing? Matthews! Oh my God, with Black Mass! Looks right down the ramp. Matthews with Black Mass beats Lance Archer. What a win for Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews just ran through the Murder Hawk. Moxley! Get down here now! Let's settle this! Well, would you look who finally grew a backbone and doesn't get petrified at the name Malakai Black anymore? In fact, I think his name angers you now. I'll tell you what, buddy. Yeah, you beat me once before. You did. There's no denying it. But I won Malakai. You won Malakai. He only wants one of us. So I'll tell you what. One condition. You can have him first if you beat me next week. Because I still got a bone to pick with you. You're the only guy around here that's gotten the better of me on his own 2 feet, with his own 2 hands, without anyone else getting in the way. You're the only one that I haven't gotten my revenge on. So next week, you're going for a ride. Next week, Malakai can keep fearing his dark secret like you all he wants, because he's going to have Jon Moxley to deal with. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time. He is the TNT champion. He is limitless, and he is quite honestly the most handsome physical specimen I've ever laid my eyes on. Keith Lee. Well, thank you very much for that, sir. Well, Keith, besides me sitting here talking about how great you look, you said you had something you wanted to talk about tonight, so let's hear it, man. What you got? You see, as TNT champion, I strive for perfection. I strive to maintain my status as being absolutely limitless and allowing everyone to bask in my glory. So next week, I have put out invitations to 8 of the best men that All Elite Wrestling has to offer. And next week in the Keith Lee Invitational Battle Royal, we will find out who I will defend this championship against next. That sounds amazing, Keith. Thank you for your time tonight. Most indubitably. And once you have that little fantasy title, maybe we'll have a drink or something. Now that sounds like something, indubitably. Please don't say that. Yes, sir. Back to ringside for the main event. This is it, folks. Your main event of the evening. It is for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. Here comes the challenger. Here comes Kyle O'Reilly. He's all on his own now, is Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly making his way down to the ring. Former IWGP United States Champion, former NXT North American Champion, former NXT and SmackDown Tag Team Champion. Tonight, he could add current AEW World Champion to that list. Kyle O'Reilly making his way to the ring. Is tonight going to be the night Kyle O'Reilly becomes a world champion again? He knows a thing or two about world titles. Back in 2016, he beat Adam Cole to become the Ring of Honor World Champion. That final battle, I might have the wrong show for that one, but I watched the match recently. Pretty good. Pretty good match. Kyle O'Reilly tonight looks to take down Kenny Omega. Are you ready to go? Because it's time. The AEW World Championship is on the line. Kenny Omega with the Young Bucks flanking him. Adam Cole said he didn't want anything to do with this. Adam Cole staying out of this one. So Kenny Omega making his way down to the ring, the cleaner. He's already defended that title twice since winning it at Revolution. Once against Wheeler Yuta and once against Bandito. Now tonight, he looks to add Kyle O'Reilly to his list of victims. Kenny Omega's made his way to the ring. The AEW World title's up for grabs. It's Kyle O'Reilly. It's Kenny Omega. Without any further ado, here we go! Kick to the ribs from Omega. Punch to the face from O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Oh, went for a knee strike. Omega out of the way. And now Kenny grabs onto him, lifts him up, and drops him on his leg. And now Kenny Omega picks him up. V-trigger! Knocks down Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly sweeps the leg. Now Kyle O'Reilly kicking him down. O'Reilly. Omega back to his feet. Omega went for another V-trigger. O'Reilly counter. O'Reilly kicking him down. O'Reilly. Knee to the ribs of Kenny Omega. And now O'Reilly. Whoa. Omega gets caught. Kyle slams him into the mat. Kyle O'Reilly kicking him down. O'Reilly. He's got Omega down. Oh! Kyle caught the better of him with that one. Now Kyle O'Reilly kicking him in the back. Kenny Omega back to his feet. Now O'Reilly and Omega. O'Reilly sidesteps. There's a roundhouse kick. Gets caught. And now Omega throws O'Reilly over the top rope. Omega punched him in the face. Goes to the outside and Kenny Omega gets him up. Back. Body drop onto the apron. And a stomp to the arm. Kicking him down now. He's down. Getting him back up to his feet now. Omega with O'Reilly. Throws him towards the steps. Catches him now. Rakes the eyes on the outside. As there's Nick Jackson, I believe. Oh, what a boot from Kyle. And Kyle telling the Bucks to stay the hell out of this. This is Kyle O'Reilly's fight, not the Young Bucks. O'Reilly with a diving knee to Kenny Omega. Referee at the count of 5, O'Reilly sends Omega into the barricade. Referee at the count of 6, and O'Reilly hangs him up on the apron. 6, 7 count with a boot to the face now. Kyle. 8 count, and Kyle O'Reilly back into the ring. Omega back in at 9. Roundhouse kick from O'Reilly. Chop from Omega. Counter for counter. Blow for blow. These two slaps now coming in. Right hook from Kenny. Kenny Omega grabs onto him now, and Omega scoops him up. No, and in the end of the back. Grabs a hold of him now and slams down the arm. Grabs a hold of him again now, and Kenny Omega punching him repeatedly. Down goes Kyle. Kenny Omega now turning him over, and Kenny Omega cover on Kyle O'Reilly for the 1. No. And now Omega. Oh, whip for an elbow. Out of the way goes O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly with a roundhouse kick. Into another. And again. And no, a hip toss from Kenny. Kenny Omega now kicks him in the back. Kenny Omega taking him down. Omega. O'Reilly now back up to his feet, and there's a chop, and again, Kenny Omega firing away on Kyle O'Reilly. Grabs a hold of him, scoops him up on his shoulders, and Omega with O'Reilly carried in towards the corner. Kenny Omega drops him head first into the turnbuckle. O'Reilly kicks him in the face now, and Kyle O'Reilly. Kick now. O'Reilly, oh, brings another knee into the ribs of Kenny. Getting him back up to his feet now is Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly with Kenny Omega into the corner. O'Reilly grabs onto Omega, and O'Reilly knees into the ribs repeatedly coming in. Taking down Omega. Putting his boots to the face again. Kyle O'Reilly's got him down. O'Reilly kicks him in the face. Goes for another kick. Omega kicks him in the ribs now, and Omega turns him around. Kenny Omega. Oh, I thought he might have been looking for One-Winged Angel. Instead of Poison Rana onto Kyle O'Reilly. And Omega now into a cover. Kick out from Kyle. Kenny Omega, elbow drop. Grabs onto him though. No, Kyle pops up with a jawbreaker. Roundhouse kick. In front of the 1 countered. Omega grabs a hold of him now, and Kenny Omega gets him up on his shoulders. O'Reilly escapes it. Drops Omega. And now O'Reilly's going up to the top rope. Kyle O'Reilly perched up high, telling Omega to get up. Kyle O'Reilly. Big kick to the head. And back up to his feet now, and Kyle O'Reilly kicks him in the ribs. O'Reilly chasing the dragon. 1, 2, no! He nearly got him. Omega back to his feet now, and Kenny rakes the eyes. Grabs a hold of O'Reilly now, and Kenny Omega with Kyle O'Reilly over the top rope. Right hook connects, and O'Reilly onto the outside. Omega grabs him. Kenny Omega. Back body drop on the apron. O'Reilly's down. Kenny Omega. Right hook connects. Go for a jab. Counter for counter. There's a shot. O'Reilly gets caught. Kenny. Powerbomb. Referee at the count of 3. Kenny Omega. The count of 4 now. Now O'Reilly up onto the apron. O'Reilly. Oh, Omega caught him again. The referee has to restart the count now as Kenny's gone back out of the ring. Another back body drop on the apron. And now Kenny Omega with a double axe handle to Kyle O'Reilly. And a stomp to the arm as well. Omega now getting O'Reilly back up to his feet. Goes for a kick. Countered. Now Kyle O'Reilly. Oh, wait a minute. O'Reilly. Guillotine. Guillotine choke is in. Referee at the count of 5. And the Bucks know they've got to stay back. Kyle O'Reilly, though. Omega. Oh! Slammed him back first onto the floor. O'Reilly back up on the apron. Omega caught him again. And Omega's going to do it again. Drops him again. Stomps the arm now. Kenny Omega repeatedly kicks down Kyle O'Reilly. Omega getting O'Reilly back to his feet. Omega. Oh, rakes the eyes again. Grabs a hold of Kyle. Sends him into the steps. Now Kenny Omega saying good night. Kyle O'Reilly back into the ring. Runs into Omega again. Back up to his feet now, and Kyle O'Reilly grabs Kenny Omega. Sends him off the ropes. O'Reilly. They collide. Omega. Roundhouse kick from O'Reilly. Omega grabs onto him now, and Omega scoops him up, and a stun gun from the cleaner. And now Omega. This is it. Time to wrap it up. Here we go. He grabs him. Whoa! Wait for one-winged angel. O'Reilly. 1, 2. No! And Omega laying there thinking, what the hell? Oh, went for V-trigger. O'Reilly blocked it though, and now Omega sends O'Reilly into the corner. Grabs a hold of him now, and Kenny Omega jumps him. O'Reilly goes down. Omega, springboard, moonsault, connects. O'Reilly's down. Omega getting him back up to his feet now, and Kenny, Chimiraplex. The high-low takes him down. And now Omega grabs O'Reilly, drags him to the center of the ring into a cover for the 1, 2 kick out from Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly staggering back to his feet. Omega went for a right hook. O'Reilly countering. Kyle O'Reilly giving everything he's got right now. Kyle O'Reilly not letting up on the cleaner. Knocking him into the ropes, and O'Reilly with Omega. Oh, O'Reilly! Boom! What a clothesline from Kyle. And now Kyle O'Reilly getting Omega back up to his feet. O'Reilly pulls him in. Back into the guillotine. Center of the ring. Guillotine is in. Center of the ring, the guillotine choke. Omega's in trouble. Kenny Omega might have to tap away the AEW World Title. Kyle O'Reilly. He's got the guillotine in. Omega's writhing in pain. Omega's freaking out. Kyle screaming tap. Tap. Kenny Omega trying his damnedest right now. Omega's fading. Omega powering through one last time. Drops O'Reilly onto his back. Omega with a chop now, and Omega. Here we go. He's got him up. One-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. He's done it. Kyle O'Reilly tried his damnedest, but no one kicks out of the one-winged angel. Right there, that roll-up I thought was it. Kyle found the counter to one-winged angel the first time, and I thought he had him. But in the end, Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel. Your winner and still AEW World Champion, the Cleaner, Kenny Omega. Wait, what the hell? That's Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett just hopped the barricade and he's attacking Matt Jackson. What is Mike Bennett doing here? He drives Matt into the floor. Whoa, hang on. That's Matt Taven. Kingdom has hopped the barricade and is attacking the Bucks. Oh, wait a minute. Kenny's just turned around and Adam Cole's in the ring. Oh! What a kick to the head. Cole! With the boom to Omega. Kenny. Kenny. You don't think I didn't hear all of that you said about me this last year? All the things you said behind my back to the Bucks. Well, then you went and take out Bobby and Kyle, and well... I had to call on some other people I could trust. Kingdom's back, baby. And Kenny, I'm coming for the world title.